Hayakum everybody and welcome back. Sorry for the interruption. And right back into it. What makes this stream different is that it's part game, part broadcast, and as your host, Nidal, my job is to take your curiosity, take the things that you want to know and the things that you want to see, and materialize them in the real world. So I'm your human avatar. Make your comments to me in the chat interesting so they get selected and featured. Because every time they get featured, not only do you get 3 points, but collectively we add to our total. And what we want to do is get to at least 100, because for every 100, we get a seed of change, which is an initiative by Expo to help guide the resources they've allocated for programs about carbon neutrality and a greener, brighter future for us all. And on theme, we are in the Sustainability District, as you can tell by this beautiful structure behind me. We're going to meet a man who's responsible for keeping this thing behind me alive and functioning and creating the experience for us. And we have a mystery guest. You can call him a legend of Expo. That would not be an exaggeration. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but throughout the show, we're going to see clues that are going to guide us closer to what this person, this mystery guest might be, or where we could find him. So keep an eye out. You might see letters, you might see pictures, you'll see things that inform you or things that help build a picture of who this person is. So keep an eye out, type it if you see it, talk amongst yourselves of what you think it might be. But one of the places that we can find one of these clues is right over here. This is España's Pavilion. And here there's a friend of mine is waiting for me here, Marina, but before we go in, let me show you how beautiful it looks like from the outside. So the colors here, they're the colors of the Spanish flag. And these conical shapes, we're going to learn more about how these things without walls can have sustainable cooling. So remember, keep an eye out for the clues, and whenever we meet new people, if you can think of any questions, things you want to know from them, maybe even about them, type them in the chat and I'll make sure to pass them on. I think this is my friend Marina here. Hello!
Hello.
Hey,
Hello,
welcome.
to Spain. My name is Marina. It's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome to the Spanish Pavilion. We're located in the sustainability area, as this expo is divided into two zones: mobility, opportunity, and sustainability. And we are here in sustainability. So I'm not sure if you have noticed that all the pavilions are closed, but this pavilion is open.
Yeah,
so,
there are no walls
Yeah.
from being out there to just
that's
walking
because
right
we
up
like
to you.
to reflect our country, our values, because we are an open country, happy people, optimistic, really happy. So we are encouraging the people to come and join us. Okay, to come and join us and gather in this open space to share moments.
And
okay?
why is chess featured here?
Chess,
Why
why
is
chess?
there are huge chess pieces over here and this chessboard, and
Yeah.
the chat is saying hello, Marina.
Hello. Hello. Well, chess is really important because it's a most vivid legacy of cultural heritage, because it's representing the mixture of cultures between the Muslims and the Christians during 8 centuries that they were in the peninsula. Okay, so the chess was introduced in the peninsula by the Arabs. Okay, and the game, as we know it now, because the most important piece is the queen. That game, that rule was invented in Spain thanks to a queen called Isabel I. And as well, Felipe II, which was another king, internationalized the game around the world. So that's why it's important. Spain also organizes the most number of tournaments around the world. And actually in this expo, we are organizing digital tournaments. And the final one will be here at the end of November.
So what I know about chess is that it was invented in India.
Yes, it was created in India, but it was introduced in the peninsula thanks to the Arabs. So that's why we wanted to like a tribute to them. Okay,
So Kringle is asking us in the chat.
Okay.
Kringle is saying, what is the reason behind the cone shapes
Behind
that
the
we
cone
see?
shapes?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Well, the cones as well is reflecting our character as a country, because we are, as I said before, we are a happy country, an optimistic country, and the colors are representing it. You know, it's like vivid colors like yellow, orange, red, and also because our flag, which is yellow and red. That's
And it's
it.
also like a chimney?
Yes, exactly. And that's because this pavilion is designed by Temperaturas Extremas architects, And they are designed in order to regulate the high temperatures of Dubai.
So the shape of the cones allows the hot air to rise up.
Exactly. It's
And
regulating the airflows.
because there's no walls, the cool air comes in, so it's passive cooling without using any energy.
Exactly.
What do we have behind us here?
Behind this is a sand plotter, okay, that is drawing the main expeditions that our most famous sailors did in the history. The arrival to America, the first round to the globe, the first expedition of first vaccination, international vaccination campaign, which was made by a nurse from Spain.
And speaking of cross-cultural things that are featured in Spain, there's something here called the globe.
This thing?
Yeah.
It's over there? Yeah, well, this is a sphere dedicated to the language. Okay, so it's comparing the Spanish language and also the Arab language, because 10% of the words from the Spanish language come from the Arab. Okay, especially those who start with AL. Okay, so we have a lot of things in common. And for example, azafran, it's a Spanish word, but saffron is in Arab.
Oh,
so you can see how similar
za'faran.
they are. Yes. Azafran and saffron. So somehow they are similar.
And there are voices that are coming out around us.
Out from this sphere, which is first, you know, like the voices are coming from
So
here.
everything that lights up, we can also hear around us.
That's the word.
And these are all the words like inshallah, ojalá, bedwi,
See now who is like
beduino,
it's random, you know.
al-aqrab, al-akran. Very cool celebration of languages. Yes, well, Expo. Nuria, Naura. Do you know what that means? Nuria? Yeah?
Like a hill, like you know, Dubai in the Marina
The thing
beach?
that moves
Yeah,
the water.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
That's
example,
amazing.
a water hill as well.
This is incredible. I didn't know there's that many words
Yes.
that
Well,
we
this
actually
is
share in
a tribute
common.
to the Spanish language because it's the second most spoken in the world.
The second most spoken language in the world.
Around 592 people speak Spanish around the world.
And we're coming up to something really special
Yes,
and beautiful
it's a
here.
dynamo. It's a dynamo.
Oh, why is this ceiling a little
This ceiling
different?
is a tribute to the Al-Andalus culture. It's one of the most special architecture style that we have a lot in Spain, so especially in the south. If you know, Alhambra of Granada has a lot of this architecture style.
So this is kind of a homage to Al-Andalus over here. And through that door, there's something really special waiting
Yes.
for us,
We
right?
are going to see a dynamo. Okay, a dynamo is a
A
workpiece.
dynamo.
Yes,
It's
a
gonna get
dynamo.
loud, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. So I'll repeat what Marina is saying in case you don't hear it. She's saying this is an interactive piece of art.
So we have to put under the handrail.
So she's saying that under the handrails, when you pass your hand, it interacts with you and it changes color over there to indicate that it has seen you. And the sound around us changes as well. Let's see what that looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear the difference as well.
The concept of this is that we, as people, with our energy, collective energy, can make this dynamo work.
So
Okay?
with our collective energy,
Exactly.
we make this
We
dynamo
are
work.
activating this dynamo while we are
So we are activating the dynamo with our hands as we move through the space. And it's meant to symbolize, oh, look at that! Oh, this is incredible. So the metaphor is that our collective energy, as we do this together, charges up the dynamo and brings it to life. Wow. It really feels like it's charging up.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, sparkly, that's what I'm doing. I'm putting my hand in here, moving it, changing the colors. Does the shape represent anything? Yes, it's the dynamo that harnesses all our collective energy into one thing. Do you hear the difference in sound? Oh, wow. It does look like a balloon wrapped around, and the sense of echo and power that comes from sound design is really incredible. Ooh. Awesome.
That was awesome, right?
Oh. So we filled up the meter with our energy.
Really? Yeah, that's the intention. Yeah, that's the main intention, that we, with our collective energy, can make this this work, piece of masterpiece, work of art. We can make this work, and we charge it like a dynamo.
Yeah. So the chat is saying
Yeah.
they wonder what it's like when there's more people here.
Yeah, it's absolutely
it's
amazing.
a different experience.
Exactly, and the colors are changing as well.
Ooh,
so
we're
now
going to
we are in a field, but we cannot record it because it's like a secret that we would like to keep.
Okay, so they can see our face.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, we can't show this movie because it has spoilers.
So I'm encouraging you to visit the Spanish Pavilion.
You guys should come visit and watch it for
Yes.
yourself. And we're gonna rush
have
through
to.
so you don't hear something that you're not supposed to.
Yes.
But I can tell you, it's really pretty. Wow, I'm gonna come back for this.
Wow. That's such an impressive change, right?
And the smell, there's actually a very strong
This is the
forest smell.
of intelligence. Yes. This is an approach to a sustainable future. Okay, I'm not sure if you have noticed the change between the first round and this.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
This is like a magical place. It has its own smell.
We are simulating like a real forest, okay? All these trees, yeah, like this. All these trees are made by 3D impressions that absorbs CO2. And it's
3D
acting like a real forest.
CO2 absorbing materials.
Yes, exactly.
It looks like Pandora. Yeah, it does.
Just remember, we are in sustainability area, and we have to do things for sustainability. We have to face it because that's
So
a real
this acts
problem.
like a real tree.
Exactly. These
And
fibers.
what are
these
these
3D
lights
impressions? These are just like a light to simulate a forest, green.
And how do we turn them
ambience.
on? Is there a way to
Sorry?
turn them on? Can we make them?
Well, actually, at the end, you will see a great tree
Okay,
over there.
we should wait till the end, okay.
Wait till the end.
Marib
so-
says beautiful art and architecture illustration, amazing
Have a
effect.
look at the floor. It's
Have a
interactive.
look at the floor.
Yes, you can also move it with your feet.
It knows that we're walking. How does it know? J-wordfish, what does it feel like? There's no haptic feedback, so it doesn't feel like anything, but your mind tricks you into believing you're walking on top of a glass surface and that there's an aquarium underneath. Look, they know like the architecture of the place. Vidal said he's our avatar. Now he's in Pandora,
The
yeah.
ocean. Simulating the ocean.
What are these fantastic
Yeah.
things behind
These
us?
are microalgae. These are
Microalgae.
Algae, yes. Spain is investing in microalgae as an alternative to fuel, to petrol, because it absorbs CO2, produces oxygen, and it's also can produce biomass thanks to the sun. So it will be a nice alternative to fuel.
So these
So that's
things
the
that are
future.
bubbling inside these bowls,
Yes, we are cultivating them. at the
they're
moment.
baby plants basically? And you're saying in Spain you're going to turn it into fuel
That's the
and...
plan. That's the future plan, because this part is dedicated to sustainability and how Spain and all their companies, projects, all the initiatives that we have in order to fight for this sustainability, to face the current problems like the climate change. And we are also investing a lot from different entrepreneurs, people that are really into this
Don't you think this
project,
feels a
this
bit
deal.
like sci-fi when we're saying that algae is going to be our future?
Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming, because I cannot imagine how an algae can substitute the fuel,
Let me give you guys a real nice look around, because this space, it's hypnotizing, and these leaves
You
react.
can move the lips with your feet.
Makes me feel like a kid.
And also this part is really important because it's dedicated to the energy. Spain is leader in hydraulic, eolic, and thermosolar energy.
So energy that we get
And
from
renewable energy, from the natural
energy.
resources. So we are
And that's just how things are
exactly.
in Spain.
It's how it should be, because use the natural resources to invest
So
into...
that sounds to me like the future is happening today.
Yeah,
It's not.
this is the intention, like to create a better future.
Jayward Fish is asking, can algae be used to create oxygen too? Algae can be used to create oxygen.
Yes, and they are also good for our health.
So it's exactly like what a plant does, but it's really, really small, and we can put it in buckets and move it around.
Yeah, and also you can eat them actually. They are really good for our health.
It can be food?
Yes,
There you go,
spirulina.
Jayward
I'm not sure
Fish.
if you know spirulina. Spirulina?
No.
Spirulina is a really good for our health. Yeah.
Speaking of the future,
Yes.
there's something really futuristic. Oh,
You should record this. It's really nice to collect.
what is that in front of you?
Intelligence.
This is an example of collective intelligence.
This is a tree that, while answering these questions, okay? Do you have time if I can do this? I can do one? Look.
So what she's doing is she's
Yes.
entering her name,
I will enter my name.
and when
I
she
will
does,
answer a question.
there's some questions like, do you unplug electronics when they're on standby, yes or no?
Let's try, okay? Let's
And
see
she
what
has to
happens.
answer truthfully. So
Let's
she
see.
answers really like, I don't always unplug it, no.
So, no. My response is not sustainable.
It's not a
So you
sustainable
will see
response.
my
A
name
red leaf with your name
with a red
coming
spot,
down.
because
Okay.
that's not a sustainable action.
Right.
So that action will influence
Ooh,
the tree
something else
and
happened.
also the color of the leaves and all the whole room. You know, like my actions affect all. That's the concept we would like to.
So a small choice like that
a small choices like this can
has
have a big
ripple
impact.
effect
Exactly.
on everything around
on everything
us.
around.
And how
Yeah.
would this have an
This-
effect on the things around us?
This machine over here, this one, this is a hyperloop made by Pavilions, which is a Spanish startup of the transport of the future. Okay, so this will be the transport of the future. This will be able to reach Abu Dhabi and Dubai in 12 minutes.
This is the Hyperloop.
Yes.
So take a good look here. This is what the future of transport is going to look like. You're going to be sitting in a seat like that on your way from Dubai to Abu Dhabi.
In 12 minutes. This will,
And this is a Spanish invention.
yes, this will circulate without wheels by magnetic attraction.
Magnetic, a huge
1,000
fan.
kilometers per hour.
That's incredible. Where are we headed now?
We are heading to the exit. Sorry, we are ending the visit, but this exit, this ramp, you will be seeing different pictures of Spanish people. So you can see how variety we are, how diverse we are, and the society that characterizes us, like close, happy, funny, diverse. I encourage you to visit Spain.
Not only this, I think it's the experience of just walking off the Expo grounds and finding myself underneath a cone that has the colors of Spain. Underneath it, chess pieces that symbolize what Spain stands for, which is connection over ages between different cultures.
Exactly, especially
Everybody-
the Arab culture.
Yeah.
Because we were 8 centuries living together.
And we exchanged not only words, but ideas. You know what we did? We
Ideas.
connected our minds.
Technology. So as the Expo. The motto
Yeah.
of the Expo is connecting minds.
Here
That's
come
why.
the Spanish people that you told us about.
Yes.
How does it feel to be Spanish?
Well, Spanish is like a privilege. I'm really proud of being Spanish. I feel connected with my society, my people. We're an open country. We are close. We invite all the people to gather. And I think everyone that comes to Spain, I don't know, I think they will be happy. They will feel at home. Because I think one of the best feelings to feel at home, even if it's not your country. And you will get this if you come to Spain.
And what part of Spain are you from?
I'm from Madrid.
From Madrid.
Real Madrid, I'm sure you will know Madrid. Madrid.
You know what's surprising? During this whole tour, a lot of people might know Spain maybe from sports,
Yes.
from the teams, from things like
Football,
that. So they know it so well, but we showed maybe a side that
This
I didn't know the Hyperloop was a Spanish invention, for instance, or that you're using microalgae.
Exactly. There's a lot of things that are not known of
Look,
Spain.
thank you so much for your time with us today. I don't know if we have any questions yet, but you know what? Why don't we ask them a question?
Sure.
Okay. So we're going to ask them what? We're going to ask them a very simple one.
Okay.
Okay, a lot of people are going to know this, but let's give it a shot anyway. So, what question do we have for the chat?
Should I read it?
Yeah.
What's the capital of Spain?
So, capital of Spain. If you think you know the answer, hashtag and type the letter. If you think it's Madrid, hashtag M. If you think it's Barcelona, hashtag B. If you think it's Granada, hashtag G. Let's see how we do. And meanwhile, as the answers come in, I want to thank you so much for taking us on such a beautiful journey.
Thank you.
We really
I hope you like
appreciate your
it,
time.
and I hope you learned something new.
We did. How do we say thank you in Spanish?
Gracias.
Gracias so much.
Gracias.
See you later.
Thank you.
Ciao. How was that? Was that not special? How you doing with the answers? We have 86% at Madrid and Barcelona, 13%. Okay, even less. All right, you're getting there. Let's see how it looks now from the outside, because we spent so long in, I almost forgot. Look at that. And really, I can vouch for the passive cooling system, because once you're underneath the cones, you really don't feel the heat that you would feel otherwise. Oh, look at that! Spain badge. Guys, check it out. Spain is unlocked. Mabruk. Mabruk, well done. That's 100 points for us. W. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Is this a clue? W. Spain badge. Hover Eli. Yeah. Spain badge. Okay, so look how many achievements we've unlocked. Not only did we have an awesome time with Marina in Spain, but now we have a letter, W, that's bringing us a touch closer to where we're supposed to go. We have a badge that gave us 100 points. It's a clue W, woohoo. Yes, Sparky, that's exactly it. It is a clue. All right, maybe we take a quick look at the leaderboard since we're doing housekeeping here and see what points we have. Who's in first place? Whoa, Expo, 166, well done. Second place, J-Word Fish, 139. And very close to it, where are we really? Third place, 130. Tied for fourth, Kringle, Marleteluz with 121 each. Kakafan, 77. And Maribedos tied for sixth, 115 each. Tied for eighth, Bars and Bolts, Arabs, and Rubauten, actually. And speaking of Rubauten, this is the security here at Expo. This guy is in charge of keeping things safe and secure. Maybe the letters are telling us where we're going in the end of the episode. Yes, Expat Brat, the letters are clues for you guys to get closer and closer to the mystery guests, who they might be or where we might be going to find them. So let's take a note and remember W as being one of our clues. All right, well done with the leaderboard. I want to jump with you to our next destination so we can find our next clue. I can feel it. We're getting closer. Okay, the W is in our pocket already. So we'll see together what we have afterwards. We're gonna head over to Romania, passing by Terra here. This is one of the stations for the people mover, in case you wanna hop on some wheels to get around Expo. Right by Terra. We're gonna learn a lot more about these things today. Another mystery guest. But we'll find out more when we get closer to it. So we're walking through here to find our way deep in the sustainability district and head to Romania. So Romania, which of my friends is waiting for me there? That'll be a surprise for me a little bit. I've come here a couple of times before. I really love this area. The landscaping here is not only beautiful, but it holds quite a significant meaning and purpose. These are just teasers for some of the things we're going to be seeing later. That's an artist friend of mine. Her work is in the Romanian pavilion, actually. We're going to see her work later on. Hey, nice to see you again.
Hey,
how are you doing?
I'm just a little bit cold inside.
So we'll get to see her work. We'll get to see something beautiful that she built for us. And here we are at Romania. Hello. How's it going? Thanks for holding the door. Hi, this is live at Expo.
Well,
Can you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Sure, my name is Maria Bobe. I'm a Romanian student. I study Arabic and Portuguese, and I'm here for the University of Bucharest.
Wow,
And
so you speak Arabic?
Yes.
Actually?
Actually, yeah.
يعني إذا حكيت معك عربي رح تفهميني؟
أنا ممكن أفهم ممكن لا.
That's amazing. Where are we really? Artist encounter, yes.
Yeah. So, would you like to know something about our pavilion?
Please, yeah.
We have 4 main sections. This is the main one. We have QR codes that lead you to our site.
The QR codes here?
Yeah, if you scan them, they will lead you to our site and you will be updated with what is happening in the pavilion. And over there are 4 QR codes that have augmented reality.
Augmented
Yes.
reality
They,
QR codes.
These are the same QR codes from the beginning.
And this is Braille, right?
Yes, right. We want to please everyone who's coming in here. The augmented reality codes represent 4 Romanian personalities, our new nature ambassadors.
4 real personalities.
Yes, that influenced Romania's development in art or science.
And what kind of people are they? They're artists?
Yes, there are musicians for classical music, composer, artists for sculpting, for example, mathematician and a biologist. Everyone will scan the QR code, will know all the information about these personalities. Right here on the screen you can see Romanian natural and touristic places.
This is where you grew up?
example.
This is the nature of your home country?
Yes, this
That's
is
amazing.
how I grew up. Yeah, this was a very nice winter sports resort for skiing. Right here, behind you and in front of
Ooh.
me, is a studio.
Hey!
Hello.
This is a studio for artists.
Tradition Reloaded.
Why don't you introduce yourself to our friends at Live at Expo?
Hello, I'm Simina Filat and I'm the first artist in the Romanian pavilion. And I'm very, very excited to be here in the Expo, you know, because we are 190 nations and it's very, very interesting to me to know a little bit about the cultures.
Is this your work?
Yeah, it's all my work, yes.
That's incredible.
And that piece is made entirely from all the big or smaller pieces of leather that I don't know, actually they are becoming a waste, and we are trying to make another textile and then cut the pattern, so every product is unique. And behind me is a textile wall, like a Legoland but textile, and I'm very proud of that because he won 4 international awards. And practically is a textile puzzle, and you can, I don't know, put it in a room to divide the room in two. You can use it like a dressing room because all the pieces are holders. If you imagine this in see-through material, all the children will see the toys in one
Yeah,
wall.
I imagined opening the zippers and
Yes.
popping my head out. Can I
Yes,
actually
but-
try this on? Do you think that's okay?
Sure.
This is really beautiful.
Do you want to try it or I'm trying it?
I mean, I would love to see it on
Okay.
you, yeah.
So it's like this.
Oh, that's awesome.
And practically it's unique, so you know the women like to be one of
Yeah,
a
with
kind.
pockets, of course. That's a
Yes.
huge plus.
Yes, sure.
So the idea is you reuse materials that would have gone to waste to create
Yes.
something more beautiful
Yes.
and functional.
Yes, I have always the concept of sustainability behind my designs, and I'm trying to educate a little bit the consumers to not waste anymore. We are trying to longer the life of the product. Maybe when you don't want it anymore, you can bring it to me, and what's well for you isn't for me.
Yeah. So if you have things that you are thinking about getting rid of, think about maybe how you can upcycle them, or find an
Yes.
artist that
Find
does something like
someone
that.
that is doing that, upcycle, recycle, reuse.
Thank
I
you
don't
so
know.
much for showing us your beautiful work.
Thank
This
you
is
so
really
much as
awesome,
well.
and congrats for being the first of many artists that are going to show at the
Thank
Romanian
you.
Pavilion.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Enjoy your
Bye.
day. So, one of many artists that
Yeah.
we're going to see.
Every month there is going to be a new artist, but here you are, a mini exhibition of Romanian products.
We discovered a clue.
Yeah.
We discovered a clue together. Expat Brad caught something. Did you see the text scrolling at the bottom? There is an A in the ticker. W and A. We're trying to figure out our final destination for today.
Oh.
And we're getting some letters that are interrupting us and hidden clues all around us that will let us know where we're actually headed. So now we know it's W and A.
Okay.
And what do we have here? These
Here we have a Romanian product made of recycled materials.
recycled
and
materials.
3D
This
painted.
looks 3D printed.
Yes. This exhibition is going to be changed every 2 months.
So every 2 months there will
There's
be new
new
things that are
products.
shown here,
Yes.
and every month a different artist that's
Exactly.
showing their work.
Yes. Right here is a tree called Connecting Minds tree. It's inspired by a very famous sculpture called the Infinity Column of the artist Constantin Brâncuș, and it displays short documentaries about Romanian NGOs. Also,
Wow. And it lights up
yeah,
on top. Contains documentaries about Romanian NGOs around the world
Yes.
with more beautiful scenery.
and right here you can also see the Romanian nature.
You know, seeing all this ice and water and mountains.
Makes you want to visit Romania itself, right? Yeah, you should.
Brancusi inspired, very nice, says where are we really?
So right here are
So this surprised me a lot.
our water.
Yeah, I see a bar covered in different kinds of water bottles. Why is water special in Romania?
Because Romania has 60% of the water resources of Europe.
60%
Exactly, and it's
of the water
pure-
resources of Europe.
Pure natural mineral water, and everyone is different from. It's by the place they are coming, the springs, the cities, and the minerals. You know the amount of minerals.
So is it okay for me to take one of the bottles so I can taste Romanian
You can
water?
Taste it here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my colleague can help you taste whichever you like. For example, this one is the oldest one, or we have one that is a bit special because it has gold and silver colloids in it.
So this is a first time for me to hear that someone has a favorite water, but apparently I should not leave the Romanian pavilion before I take a sip of this water, and I have to report back to you how it is. But
carbonated.
carbonated naturally. All right, here we go with the Romanian water.
Enjoy.
Meanwhile, we're going to ask the chat, what is the currency used in Romania?
Yeah.
Okay, and you know, I know you know, don't give them any clues. It actually has a bright flavor. The currency used in Romania, so chat, hashtag L for lei, hashtag H for hrivna, hashtag R for rufia. Am I getting the words wrong?
No, I don't know the other two. I know only the right one.
Okay, but let's not tell them. We have
course.
67%
Yes.
with lei, 75% with lei. It looks like they made their decision.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the water.
Thank you for
for a beautiful tour of
Thank
Romania
you.
and the things you
Thank
have in your culture.
Also, we have a scene for the upcoming events.
Upcoming events live at the Romanian
Stay
Pavilion.
updated
Stay
with the
updated.
Romanian Pavilion accounts on Facebook and Instagram.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
You have a
coming.
wonderful time.
You too.
Thank you for
Enjoy.
showing us
Bye.
Romania. All right, guys. So she really did tell us. How did you do with The answer is right! Okay! Perfectly done! Oh, Expo, thank you. Yes, I thanked her for you. Appreciate you guys. Well done. Okay. So. Oh, look at that. Romania unlocked. We earned the Romania badge. Congratulations. That's another 100 points for us. Mabruk, mabruk, mabruk. Well done. Does that give us a clue? I wonder. Yes! Yes! Yes, it does. W-A-S was. Was? Okay, destination-wise. Was? It's not Wales anymore. I know someone in the chat earlier said W-A is Wales, but the S throws that option out. So was. Have a think together, please, of what was could stand for. Well done with the points. I mean, I want to celebrate the badge too. Let's not forget that. Wow. S means hope, sparky. I would love to understand the logic behind that. It's not bad to try to come up with clues. So let's keep thinking about it. But I want to introduce you to someone really special now. Someone who made the area that we're standing in kind of possible. This is Mr. John Bull. How's it going?
Oh, really great. Welcome to Terra, everybody. Come on in.
Can you tell them a little bit about your job and what you're meant to do?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm director of Terra, the Sustainability Pavilion here at Expo 2020. I've been here for the last 4 years or so, since a time when this was a big circle in the desert, to today, to this amazing landscape, this 25,000 square meters of beautiful plants, this amazing, inspiring building, all of which we built to get you, the visitors to this place, to see the world differently and to understand how you can make a change for a better planet.
Every single time I walk through this place, I discover a detail I haven't noticed before.
That's because absolutely everything we've thought about. There's nothing here that we haven't thought about. The very floor under your feet, if you look down at there, you see the green and the brown. It's recycled glass from here in Dubai. And we chose that to show what beautiful things you can make from recycled and reused materials.
And speaking of materials, I heard something incredible. There is a structure that you have here.
Yes.
Whose material does something that sounds to me almost magical.
Oh, absolutely. And it's one of my favorite things here. It's called a water tree. And we're just arriving at it now. It's a beautiful man-made tree, unlike some of the other trees around us here. You'll see that it rises up out of the ground and it takes the shape of a funnel at the top. So it's funnel-shaped and hollow inside. The reason for that is because it actually attracts water out of the air, the humidity, and of course it catches rain. But it's coated in a special covering that causes the water to draw down to it and run as a trickle of water down inside the water tree, from which point it's connected into our building. And this is so important to us because Terra is aiming to be net zero in its use of water. That means we capture all of our own water, we keep it in the building, and we try not to take any from outside. So tools like the water tree, which is really unusual and innovative, are part of our aim to do that and to inspire the world to do the same.
We have someone in the chat playing a game trying to guess where is our final destination, and they're saying W stands for water tree. That could be, I saw someone earlier say something about Wasl. That to me makes a little bit more sense. But speaking of things that make sense,
yes,
we also got comments about this in the floor making sense, using recycled material to build the world around us.
Every choice we make has been with sustainability in mind. Sometimes that's to use recycled material, but sometimes it's to use local materials. So if we look across at the wall that we're just walking up to now, you'll see that it's not a big, thick concrete wall. Instead, we built these cages called gabion cages here, which we've filled with smaller rocks, which we've only taken from just down the road in the Hatter Mountains. And we brought them because they insulate the building, they keep us safe, and they keep the cold air trapped in. And of course, because they don't come far, there's not many emissions from the transport of these items. So everything has sustainability at its heart.
And even the way that they're bound together has no harmful materials. It's just a metallic cage that holds them instead of
exactly, and it's also a really great home for insects, creepy crawlies, all sorts, even scorpions, although I haven't seen one yet. We make everything here in Terra work really hard. So here, just to my side, we have some pools that are forming, which are dry at the moment, but they're going to be full of salt because the building creates saline as part of its process. And what we don't want to do is send that to a desalination plant because often the byproduct of that is pumping highly saline water back into the ocean, raising salt levels, which is bad for the creatures. Instead here we evaporate it ourselves, we keep the salt, we harvest it every now and again, and it also attracts loads and loads of beautiful wildlife to this place, which just thrives here.
Speaking of wildlife, Expo says no scorpions, please. What they might not know is that each of these creatures have a role to play.
Absolutely, it's all a combined ecosystem, and I love walking through this place, especially in the morning when you see the birds, the butterflies, the things the butterflies eat, the bugs, and of course the plants. I want to show you one of my favorite plants here. This beautiful thing is called a red pencil tree. It's not red yet, but come winter it will go red. It will look almost like it's on fire, and it can grow massive. It can grow up to 25 meters tall. And the reason we have it here is because it's a type of a plant called a succulent. So if you look closely at its structure, it's kind of squishy.
Yeah, it's meaty.
Yeah, it's almost meaty. Yeah, absolutely. And that's just water. That's water trapped inside it. So succulents can actually be up to 95% water, which means that when they get a drop of water, they hold onto it tight. They don't let it go.
Turn it into part of their body.
Absolutely, and it means that they love the desert. So that if it rains once a year, they capture that water, they hold it inside their body, and it means that they're good to go for a really long time.
The chat loves you. They're saying you're very dramatic and informative.
Oh, I love this place. I'm so lucky to be here and talking to you. Expo's a dream come true for me, and especially this chance to try and make the world a better place. What a great opportunity. One of my other favourite trees is this one. It's a baby. It's a baobab tree. So there's a few different types of baobabs from Africa, Australasia, Madagascar. Our baby here is just growing up now, but sometimes they're known as the upside down trees. You'll recognise them with really big fat trunks that you'll see. They can grow and live for an enormous amount of time, up to 2,500 years old. They found one in Zimbabwe. And again, he's here, or she, to tell us this story about water and conserving it. A fully grown massive one could hold as much as 120,000 litres of water inside its body. Can you imagine that much water? That means that people and animals can use it, and the baobabs can survive the harshest droughts and keep flourishing.
Hashtag upside down trees.
Yeah, they're here because all of this amazing landscape, even though it's so beautiful, still uses about 75% less irrigation water than, say, a normal planting system that you'd see on a garden or a roundabout here in the Middle East. And that's because we've chosen plants that just love to be here and don't use much water naturally.
And the upside down trees kind of turn into technology somehow.
Oh, yes.
Because I learned something surprised me today.
So these are our trees too, but man-made trees. These are energy trees. We've got 18 of these energy trees dotted around the landscape here. They're beautiful in their own way, rising up just like a tree. They're made of carbon fibre, which is normally the material they use to build yachts out of. And the reason that we chose that is because it's light and it's strong, and it has to be light and strong because it houses a motor that allows the heads of these beautiful energy trees to spin over the course of the day, to track the sun. And that means that we capture nearly 30% more energy than we would have done if they'd just been still on their wonderful photovoltaic cells. And we use that energy straight back into Terra to help us meet our net zero electricity energy usage target too.
And that's not the only thing we learned from trees. We learned something that even the light that bounces back up from
another
the ground.
reason that we've got this beautiful reflective flooring is because it bounces light back up, and our solar panels on the trees are not just one-sided for the sun to hit, they're two-sided, bifacial, so the sun that hits the floor bounces back up and hits underneath, and we catch that. So we can't waste anything. Buildings need to be net zero now, or net positive. They need to contribute to their societies in the way that Terra can. And it has to work hard. Everything here works hard, including our plants. These reeds, these beautiful plants that you would normally find growing at the side of a river, we've planted them here not only because the birds and the butterflies love them, but also to make them work to help us keep water in the building. So the root systems of these fabulous plants are really strong and really fabulous filters. So we plough water into those, called grey water mostly. So that might be the water that comes after you wash your hands in the sinks. We run it through their root systems and they filter it for us naturally, and we can test the quality of that water and check on it. And once we're happy, it goes straight back into our system. And again, when you next flush the toilet in Terra or you wash your hands, it'll be water that's been filtered by our plants that you're using to do that.
So you get your own water, you harvest your salt,
Yep.
you filter any refuse,
Yep.
and you capture every drop of sunlight energy.
We can't afford to waste, and this is the
So
world.
the building is like a living organism.
Oh, absolutely, it totally is, and it has a character and a passion, and it wants you all to come and enjoy and be in this place with your families, have a great time, and be inspired to change.
Thank you so much for making this a reality that we can experience today. We really appreciate your effort in making this and your time in showing us around.
All right, thanks for coming, guys. Hope to see you again soon.
Thank you so much, John.
All right, take
Legend.
care.
See
you
you later.
Bye-bye. Masalama.
How was that? My eyes are my eyes are open. Guys, this was incredible. Let's check your points on the leaderboard. In first place, Expo's still holding tight with 311 points, followed closely by Where Are We Really? 284. J Wordfish third place, 260 points. Tied for fourth. This name is always difficult for me. The both Marais for 224. Kringle in sixth for 221. Kakafan 215 and tied for eighth. Bars and Bolts, Arabs, Rubautin, all with 200 points. That's a lot of points. We're doing awesome so far. I'm proud of this leaderboard. Did we see an L? Did I see correctly? Somewhere said an L. So we have Wasl. Okay, perfect. That's our final clue. We should be heading to Wasl, and I guess if we head to Wasl, we'll find our mystery guest there. That's our final destination. I know. Okay. Oh, look who it is! Guys, this is a legend.
Hey.
Our mystery guest is Ahmed Al Khatib.
Hey,
How's it going?
Everybody. Very good, thanks. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, bikhair. He's a very busy guy. So can you tell us a little bit about your job?
Yeah.
I know what it is, but a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, so basically, I've been here since 2011. So
Since 2011.
this is the preparation of the documentations to go and compete against Russia, against Thailand, against Turkey, against Brazil to host the World Expo, Expo 2020. And since then, of course, transitioned from preparing the bid to managing the master plan, managing all the designs, managing all the construction and the delivery of the keys and handing over of the physical site of Expo 2020.
So what he told you, these are all just a part of the responsibility of the Chief Development and Delivery Officer of Expo. Literally the guy who's in charge of saying, I finished this.
Correct.
Wasl.
Excellent.
We discovered all our clues for today, and we discovered that we're going to be going to Wasl.
Sure, yeah.
It's one of our security guards here. Just a normal day at Expo.
Let's go on a buggy ride.
Yeah, I would love a buggy ride.
Sure.
So a lot of people might not have known how this place looked like. You said you joined in 2011, and here we are today.
Yeah, so basically it was just a flat piece of land full of sand and with a camel farm and a couple of trees, a couple of gaff trees. And of course, we started on 23rd of July 2015 by moving sands. So we moved around 5 million cubic meters of sand to level the ground. So it was cut and fill, and then not a single piece of sand left the site. Of course, we made sure that we reuse all the materials available on site for that one. And then in 2000, it took us about a year to flatten the site and to level it.
1 year, just to make it.
The size of the city, well, I call it a city because it's actually a city, is about 5 square kilometers. So this is twice the size of Monaco. And you know, we have 192 countries. This is the biggest expo ever held in the last 170 years.
You know, when you say stuff like this, it really fires up the chat, and it makes people ask.
Of course.
You know, coming from a flat piece of ground, or
Yeah.
it wasn't even flat, to seeing it alive and breathing today.
Yeah.
Jess Cantor wants to know, how does that make you feel?
Feels, you know, I was, you know, the last 1 month was so stressful because, you know, just ensuring everything works. And then after opening the doors, you know, just like, I don't think I've ever been so happy and so excited as the opening ceremony. And then, you know, just coming like, actually people, when they park their car, they start taking pictures of the signages, of the parking, of everything, because we really did everything so different here than anywhere else in the world. So I'm extremely happy, extremely excited. I'm still not comprehending that actually we opened, you know, but it's just like, it's just so beautiful.
I'm buzzing every time I come on site. Each and every detail.
Yeah.
Not only is it thought of, but it functions on more than one level.
Nothing.
How did you guys manage to do this?
Nothing was done just for the sake of filling a space in Expo. Like if you look here, like the ground was like with those lines, they reflect the Sadu, which is like the weaving traditions of the UAE. The trees we selected, those are gaff trees. This is the national tree of UAE. The birds above us, you see it reflects peace. So the entire space outdoor, actually it feels like UAE. It's a very UAE unique, because this is the first expo that is held in the Middle East and North Africa. So we wanted to make it feel like so special. And then was a very important point, you know, in Milan, we actually lived in Milan during the construction, during the operation of the event, during dismantling the event. We lived there. We had our people and staff going there with their kids and their parents. And then when they came back, we interviewed them all. So we asked the kids, what did you find missing? They were like, oh, nothing for us. We have playgrounds, like amazing playgrounds, amazing, you can see here, this is like the garden in the sky. We have a beautiful water feature that I'm about to show you now.
Of all of those, which one, the chat wants to know, which one surprised you the most when it was finally revealed? Because you've seen every square inch of this place. That's from J Wordfish.
Okay, so now we have, as to understand the Expo, it's broken into 42 projects within the bigger project. So 2 beautiful things that I'm so proud of, which is the Wasl Plaza and the water feature. So come, I'll show you quickly something very amazing and exciting.
As we make our way there, Hover Eli wants to know, any happy accidents while building the place?
Well, so many. The most important, the biggest one actually, we had a big fire here on site in 2019. We had a big fire on site, actually on one of the walls here, and this water feature. But we, of course, through planning, we could recover, and it was just amazing to get over it. There are so many stories to tell, but again, seeing everybody happy,
we have to feel it together.
It's just exactly, yeah.
Wow.
Look at the water and how it goes against gravity. It's just like, look how the people are happy and they can interact with the water. It's just like unbelievable. And you can hear the water is actually playing with the music. Yeah, so it's part of the entire series.
I can imagine how proud you must feel when moments like this happen every single day, multiple times.
I know, but with all humbleness, this will never happen again, at least during my lifetime. It's just,
so you made sure.
Yeah, I made sure everything, our KPI, and every single thing was perfection. Okay, so no zero tolerance of any mistakes, and one of a kind in the world. This is one of a kind. The entire expo is one of a kind. The entire
being standing in there and feeling it.
It's just like, see how everybody's so happy. This is like just undescribable feeling I have.
I can't imagine this pride, because the way that I see it, humbly, if you let me, is even though the work went into it, this is a physical structure that exists, that generates memories and generates ideas non-stop.
Non-stop, absolutely. And the innovation, the responsibility actually in building everything. We didn't just build something without taking care of sustainability, taking care of cost efficiency, the details. Everything is done with the maximum best standards in terms of sustainability, cost efficiency, delivery of perfect designs. It's just like top notch.
As we make our way to Wasl Plaza, each time I visited it, there was a different sound going on. And this means that you guys have thought about the visitor experience at different points in the day. What can you tell me about that?
So the entire expo, the entire city of the expo is designed differently than any other developments. It's actually designed around the human experience and the visitor experience and the comfort of the visitors. So when we thought about that, we wanted it to be completely different ecosystem. So we thought about what the visitors can hear, what they can see at every corner they turn, which you can see it, the line of sights, the what type of smell they will be smelling. So if you look at our trees, we have mango trees, we have lemon trees, we have fruits.
Yeah, Al-Fursan smells different than Jubilee.
Exactly. Yeah. You walk in the corners, it's totally different experience. So we made sure, like the benches, the nearest toilet, the nearest F&B, the nearest drinking fountain. This was carefully calculated. Look at this beautiful garden in the sky. You know,
we're passing by a guardian as well, going down the avenue.
Yeah, the dragon.
That's what I mean. Every corner you turn, there's something that's grabbing your attention.
Exactly. So this is garden in the sky. The idea of this one, it's like double floors, 2 floors of observation tower. The top floor is outdoor with beautiful landscaping, so you can experience and see the site from the top. And the one on the lower scale, the lower floor is an indoor air-conditioned experience. So you can go and experience the entire site from the top. It's very, very unique. It's one of a kind. It's not, wasn't done before. And you have to come here and experience it yourself.
And each pavilion that had a chance to design and build their own pavilions that represent their countries really brought a signature.
It's just
each
like,
tell a full story. Was there thought behind the stories in the pavilions?
Each building has its own theme and its own, of course, architectural design. You can see, this is like, you know, when people ask me, what is Expo? I tell them, I don't know. Because, you know, actually, if you are an engineer, you can describe it as like a really feast of beautiful engineering challenges. If you are an architect, this is a feast also of like magnificent architectural work. If you are a chef, you will say this is the best place to experience foods from all over the world. Like we have Michelin stars, we have African Food Hall, we have GCC, Michelin stars, restaurants from all over the world. If you ask a child, they will tell you this is like amazing place like for kids to experience and play and enjoy different cultures. And if you ask a musician, you know, it's just the list goes on and on. So basically, it's actually everything.
And the chat is wondering, because you spoke about the perspective of children and engineers and architects, how your background is an engineering.
I'm a civil engineer.
Civil engineer.
Yeah.
So an engineer of matter, things you can touch.
Exactly. But
and your job was to take an idea and somehow.
Yeah. But you know, to be honest, it doesn't. You end up like when you finish this project, you know, delivering such a project, you end up like with several majors. you know. Like, this is my background, civil
Right.
engineering, but you know, you get involved with everything, like operations, with so many different perspectives that you have to keep your focus on to keep the wheel moving to deliver this amazing project.
So chat thinks you're very poetic for a civil engineer.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way. I had to be. You know why? Because, you know, when somebody tells me like I have a tough client, I have whatever, I'm like, whatever. You know who was my client? It's the world. The entire world is my client. So if you ever think you have a tough boss, just think of me. Okay?
So
you will feel much better.
The idea of the world and
Yeah.
the world fair.
Yeah.
When we say that, in your opinion, even knowing all these things, what are we ultimately doing here? What do we want to achieve?
So this is like the World Expo is like the place where the entire world gather under one umbrella, okay, on a very, very high level of presentation. You know, this World Expo is attended by government, by ministers, by you know, discussing of like serious challenges that are facing the world and trying to find tangible solutions for it. It's not just about a meeting and just like moving to the next step, announcements, deals, signing agreements.
Touch the stuff, and it works.
It's just like this is the place to make things happen, you know, and it spreads over 182 days. So it's a long duration for 6 months, and you can just, if you need anything, just like here, it's just a step away. Literally, it's a step away.
Interesting Box is saying, is it open to the public? They must be surprised, right?
Absolutely, man. It says, who asked this question?
This is Interesting Box. He's curious about whether he can come or not.
Absolutely. All what you need to do is just like, you know, just get online and buy your ticket. It's a very, I believe it's a very reasonable price for the amount of everything. Everything inside the expo is for free. You enter all the pavilions for free. You can enjoy the shows, the programming. We have more than 7,000 minutes of entertainment and programming across the 6 months, all for free. Except the only thing you have to pay for is for, you know, for the restaurants and the food. Anywhere else, just stand in line and just.
So
get
the chat asks, in 100 years, what would you think people? What would you like, actually? What would you like people to remember about Expo 2020?
Well, you know, I get this questions. I get asked this question so many times. Well, it's like a dream that you know, we wanted it to happen. It's not only a physical deliverable. It's more of the impact that it will leave behind it once it's finished. Such as, for example, I'll pick one area of sustainability. This is the most sustainable expo in the world and in the history of the expos. You know, imagine the 170 years. This is the most sustainable expo in the history of expos. When we talk about that, we talk about power, we talk about the way how we built it, we talk about big things like we used recycled tires in the asphalt mix of all the roads of the expo. We used 30% less water than any business as usual development.
And all these great ideas.
Yeah.
Jay Wordfish wants to know, once the 182 days are over and the 6 months are done, what's going to happen to all these things? What's
That's
the
a very
expo side
good
going to
question.
look like?
So we have District 2020. Usually, any expo, they leave behind an icon or just a landmark to make people remember the expo. In
Like
our
the
case,
Eiffel Tower?
like the Eiffel Tower, like the Space Needle, like those things, like small things around the world. For us here, we are leaving a city, you know, and it's not any kind of a city. We actually invested in building the city of the future, and how we're going to host the expo in that city of the future, and then how we're continuing with the city of the future. So
That's why things work.
yeah, exactly. Like
It's a place to live.
It's
that
just a
happens
place-
to be an expo now.
100%. It's like you can see it. It's a human-centric. The way people move around, it's a very comfortable city. Imagine those buildings here; they will turn
So
into
at some point,
residential.
I could get an
Imagine you living
apartment
here.
here. Yes.
It cannot get any better, really. And I guarantee you, it's the best because I built it. Okay. So now we are approaching Wasl.
We're approaching Wasl Square. Wasl Plaza.
Wasl Plaza. Wasl Plaza is the beating heart of the Expo. It's the place where the opening ceremony took place. We have daily shows and we have ceremonies also. All the ceremonies across the 6 months will be held there. The interesting thing about Wasl, it's like a 360 degrees projection screen. It has immersive sound system. It's not a surround sound system, it's an immersive sound system. Which means like you have to engineer the music to suit the Wasl Plaza. It's a full immersive experience. We had
even if there's not a show going on, walking underneath it is an experience. There's always sounds of things happening, birds, creatures.
Very good point. Wasl Plaza, it's not a venue. It's an urban theater, which means like when the theater doesn't have anything to show, you still can go and just sit and just have this amazing experience and enjoy the entire.
So as a heart, the very act of it beating is something to behold and
100%. So you can see when we are approaching the heart, the amount of people in Wasl. Okay, they just go there and just enjoy it and just they just don't want to leave the space. It's just unbelievable. And of course, like this makes us so proud and so happy on how we actually managed to make it to this level that everybody is like just so excited to be here. So we are approaching now Wasl. You can see those amazing projections. This is 4K projection screens. This is the best quality in projection industry. You cannot get this type of lux level, type of clarity. The engineering, of course, behind Wasl is unbelievable. About 17 countries were involved in the build of the Expo.
Just to make this?
Yes, just to make this, and like for example, the steel came from East Europe, from Italy, from Czech Republic, from Slovakia, from Poland. Those pods, those circular things, they host 6 projectors inside them. Each projector comes as a Christie projector. It comes from the US. The containers that host the projectors, they come from Monterrey, from Mexico. The fabric comes from the US. It was shipped to China to cut it this way with the curves. It's just like, and we could make it easy, but you know how we want to make things more complex and difficult.
Not easy.
Yeah, so we want to make it to leave a memory for people who come here in like 10 years, 20 years and remember the Expo. So if you look up here, you actually see the logo of the Expo. This is our logo, yeah? So it's designed to reflect our logo. So this is just like the beating heart of the Expo, and it's actually the closest to my heart. With all the challenges, all the hard work, all the difficulties we went through, just seeing it now look, everybody's enjoying the space is just priceless.
I know you're a very busy man, and we can't take any more of your time, but Ustad Ahmed, thank you so much for this wonderful tour.
Thank you
for
very
all
much.
the hard work and effort that you put in making this happen.
Thank you.
I can vouch for your effort being really stunning.
Really, really appreciate it.
One more is how did they build the dome? I think we covered this actually. So and I'll tell them even more detail later. But thank you so much.
Sure. There are like for that question, probably it's from an engineer. Okay, if you go to Google, to YouTube, just go to Crowning of Wasl. And we have filmed actually the entire way of how we built Wasl.
Not only were you a mystery guest, but I'm lucky to have met one of the Expo legends that I keep hearing about.
Thank you very much,
And once again, your time
thanks a lot.
To us means the world.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
And
get back to it. Good luck with the rest of the work.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Guys, how was it? From the mouth of the person who made what's happening right now an experience that we can share together today, I think this is quite special. If you were here with me, you would not only hear what's happening around me, but you will also feel it, because it's something it's quite visceral. It's something in the air. It's an energy, it's an electricity, and it's palpable. And I want to congratulate you on a really successful mission that we had together today, all the badges that we collected, all the points that we gathered, and the seeds of change that we have. And we've come to the point where we collectively decide how we're going to spend our seeds of change. So, as the initiative by Expo, we have more than 8 options, actually 8 options of how we're going to spend our seeds of change. But let's take a quick look at the leaderboard. See how we're doing collectively. How many seeds did we finally collect here? So, in number 1, holding strong, still the champion, Whoa Expo with 347 points. Well done, Whoa Expo. Where are we? Really close second, 326. J Wordfish third, 287. Tied for 4th, the two Maries, 230 points each. Kringle and Kakafan rounding us out for 221 and 215 each. And at the bottom we have, tied for 8th, Barsambolts, Ihabs and Robouten with 200 points each. That means each of you got us 2 seeds of change at least, if not more. Okay, so how do we spend them? Where do we want Expo's initiative to be focused? Clean energy, using less, green cities, healthy planet, eating well, living together, happy people, or cleaner water. Whatever your choice is, hashtag and the number of your choice. This is how you vote, and we get to decide collectively what's going to happen with the seeds of change. Wow. Good work. All the badges that we collected, all the points. Now we get to decide together how to spend them. Thanks for coming with me on this awesome journey. As always, it's been fun. Oh, wow. This is, they're honoring a country, right? This is a country's honor day. And this is one of the ways, Maldives, yes. So this is the evening honor day celebration that takes place at Wasl Plaza. There's one in the morning and one in the afternoon. And each day it's either one or even more, either an honor day or a national day for more than 190 countries that are participating in Expo. So, number 7, happy people. This is your choice today. This is where we invest our seeds of change. This is where we plant them. Thank you for coming with me and participating. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to come back and watch another episode with my friend, and that's tomorrow. It's called Eat at Expo, and it'll be with Amani. Hayakum.